SportsCenter still rolling, but not the case for Joel Embiid. They were without the Sixers with the big fella for game 2 against the Knicks, but somehow this one wound up way more competitive. 6:30 left in the fourth quarter. It's a 3-point game. Josh Hart makes it a 6-point game. A minute later, we're still locked up at 99, and this is where Jalen Brunson decides to go to work. Pull-up game proper. Middies are free. Knicks back up 2. 4 minutes to go. It's a 2-point game. Tyrese Maxey with a good look. It does not go. The Knicks just always so relentless on the boards, and then we go to the other end. Brunson putting poor Dominique Barlow in the cycle. Mid-ranger falls. Next Sixers possession. BJ Edgecombe can't get it to fall either. It's like a lid is on the rim for Philly at this point, and the Garden's going crazy, especially when Mikal Bridges hits a step-back jumper like that. 6-point game at that point, 34 seconds left. One more chance for Philly. It's Paul George heaving something up from 27 feet. It touches nothing. Knicks win game 2, 108-102. Big body Brunson on how they got it done in the clutch post-game.
Most importantly, just staying poised, staying composed. Just figuring it out, just one play at a time, one step at a time, and not looking too far ahead. And when they make it faster, when they go up 1 or retake the lead back, just focusing and paying attention to the details, and just find a way how to just make the next play on the other side of the ball.
It's just us executing, being disciplined, finding a way to get a gritty win. Something that, for better or for worse, hasn't been in our cards the last 4 games, but this showed a lot about our locker room and our team.
I mean, we play good enough defense to win that game, especially in the fourth. But again, hold them to 19 in the fourth. You got to hope you can score more than 20 in a quarter.
We now welcome in Michael Wilbon from Madison Square Garden. Wilbon, you had a front row seat to the action tonight, back and forth battle, an uncharacteristically close game for the Knicks. But what was the key for New York's ability to get the win down the stretch?
I mean, they're going to always point to defensively something that was done. I don't know whether it was just errant shooting on the part of the 76ers or really stifling defense on the part of the Knicks. But after making 12 of the first 24 three-point shots they attempted, the 76ers then missed 9 of 10 to end the game. And a three-point lead turned into a deficit, and they seem to have no way to overcome it despite, and that's why I'm going to err, if I'm going to err, it's going to be on the side of saying the Sixers just missed shots, because they had some good looks, if not wide open shots, several times on those final 10 three-point attempts. Couldn't make any. And that was the game in one that was tied 25 times and one that and had 14 lead changes. So it was back and forth. It was everything that the Sixers could have wanted to stay in this game without Joel Embiid, but ultimately could not hit enough shots down the stretch to close it.
Right, and as you mentioned, credit to Philly, no Joel Embiid, and still kept it this close. Questions remain about if he will be available for Game 3 in Philly on Friday, but can the Sixers get over the hump if they are still without Embiid?
Well, of course, they're going to point to having won Game 2 in Boston without Embiid. They've played enough without him this year to know what it feels like. It's not like it's a shock to the system because he's missing a game for the first time. But Joel Embiid came back, and after being rusty in the first game he played in the Boston series, they won 3 in a row with Embiid. So, we don't even know if he's going to be available for Friday. We're not going to know that yet. Who knows how long, whether that'll go to a game-time decision or whether they'll figure out something with the training staff in the next day or so as this series moves to Philadelphia. But the 76ers clearly need him in the lineup Friday and Sunday. The Knicks have won games and played well in Philadelphia, so it's no guarantee. But that's the Sixers' best chance, particularly when Karl Anthony Towns is playing as well as he is, the opposite number of Joel Embiid with a near triple-double. So with that in mind, they're going to look to get Embiid ready. There's one question that was out there right after the game, which is, wow, why didn't the Sixers think seriously, or maybe they did, about not playing Joel Embiid in game one, resting him that game and getting him back for this. All second guessing now. The attention turns to what's going to happen Friday night in Philadelphia.
Yeah, of course, hindsight always 2020, but the Knicks a 2-0 series lead. The series shifts to Philly Friday. Michael Wilbon.
Welcome to Sports Center. It's the Hump Day Happy Hour edition. I'm Brian Custer. Getting you caught up. What a busy day in sports. Starting five all over the NBA playoffs. Can the Spurs bounce back? How about the Knicks? Are they just too much for the Sixers? Plus, Michael Wilbon on the most desperate team. But the first thing you need to know right now, breaking news from the NBA. Sixers star Joel Embiid will not play in Game 2 against the Knicks because of ankle and hip injuries. He took a couple of shots to the legs in Game 7 against Boston, but did play in Game 1 against the Knicks and struggled. Just 14 points, 4 boards in that blowout loss. We have coverage of both teams from Madison Square Garden. We've got Tim Bontemps. He's with the Sixers. Vince Goodwill. He's with the Knicks. Tim, let me start with you. Big news, no Embiid tonight. Certainly nothing new to this squad. They've been there before playing without Embiid, but what adjustments will we see from the Sixers?
Well, yeah, Brian, like you said, the Sixers have been in this situation a lot of times, both during the season and even in these playoffs, including Game 2 of their first round series with Boston, where they got blown out on the road against the Celtics and then came back and won Game 2 without Joel Embiid. And that's certainly what they're going to try to do tonight to even this series here at MSG. The first thing, obviously, that's going to be different is who's going to be in the starting lineup. We don't know exactly yet, but I think it's likely to assume that Adem Bona, the second-year center, will step into the starting five like he has in the past when Embiid has been out. Now, also, I would expect the Sixers to get Tyrese Maxey much more involved. He only took 1 shot in the first quarter of Game 1, took 3 in the first half. Simply not enough aggression from Tyrese Maxey, one of the most explosive scorers in the league. They're going to need him to have a monster game tonight if they want to even up this series. And the other thing you should expect to see, Brian, is the Sixers making a lot of three-pointers, just like you're seeing here on the screen. In that Game 2 win, the Sixers went 19 for 39 from three-point range. Paul George has been shooting the ball great. Maxey and rookie VJ Edgecombe obviously can certainly get a lot of threes up. This is a Philly team that, when they're hitting shots, can be really explosive, and they're certainly going to need to be if they want to even this series up against a red-hot New York Knicks team tonight here at the Garden.
Yeah, especially Tyrese Maxey. A number of people argue that he is their best player, even when Embiid is on the floor. Okay, Tim, thank you very much. As the 76ers look to make adjustments, the odds makers are already ahead of them. They have moved the line there, you see, in favor of the Knicks, according to DraftKings Sportsbook. So the line has already moved. Vince, Knicks offense certainly been humming, scoring at least 125 points in their last 3 games. What are they attributing all of that to? Vince, you got me?
Yes, I got you.
Okay. Obviously, the Knicks offense have been humming, scoring 125 points their last 3 games. What are they attributing all of that to?
They're attributing that to the continuity that they've been going through all season long. When you look at the Knicks' 4 best players, that's Karl Anthony Towns, that's Jalen Brunson, it's OG Anunoby, and that's also Mikal Bridges. They played 900 minutes together. It's almost a mark of their continuity that the Philadelphia 76ers are without one of their 4 best players, Joel Embiid, tonight. And even with him, they've only played a third of that amount of games this season, or minutes this season. And you're seeing the output of that right now. Karl Anthony Towns, the last 4 games, almost averaging 8 assists, while the Knicks in Game 1 shot 63% from the field, 51 from 3. Jalen Brunson told me after Game 1 that all of this is a mark due to the adversity that they went throughout the season. They changed their offense during midseason, and they changed it after Game 3 against Atlanta. The result has been 4 consecutive blowouts, and their offense has been, like you said, it's been humming.
Yeah, it certainly has been. Okay, Vince, thank you very much. You mentioned Jalen Brunson, and he seems like he is always cooking in the playoffs. You know, he is averaging 19.2 points per game in the regular season, but nearly 26 points per game once the playoffs come around. Gentlemen, thank you very much. As you see, Jalen Brunson entering the Garden as we speak. In fact, he has scored 35 games straight against the Sixers. Let's see if that streak continues. Number 6. All right. To the West semis, it's number 2 on our starting 5. 76ers and Knicks on ESPN, and after them, we get Spurs-Wolves Game 2. Anthony Edwards returned from that knee injury to spark a Game 1 victory. Victor Wembanyama had a triple-double, 15 rebounds, 12 blocks, just 11 points. But, nobody scored 20 points for the Spurs in that 2-point loss. Let's bring in our NBA analyst, Chiney Ogwumike, with me now. And Chiney, what adjustments do you expect from both of these squads here in Game 2?
All right, let's break it down. When we're talking about adjustments for the San Antonio Spurs, the easiest one is Victor Wembanyama not settling for threes. He was 0 for 8 from the three-point line, and typically in the regular season, when we see him have a poor shooting night from three, he makes the adjustment and attacks downhill. Anytime he shoots a three, their opposing coaches, like Chris Finch, will have a sigh of relief because then he's not, he's really settling, and that helps them. Now, on the other side, you have to manage Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards was sensational in the fourth quarter. He had 18 points, 11 points in the fourth quarter alone. He was great in isolation, but he's not 100%. You will need more minutes from him, so he's got to regulate himself in order to continue to be the star for the Timberwolves.
All right, we'll see what the Spurs can do. Already, they're 9.5-point favorites to win tonight. Chiney, thank you very much. Let's get to number 3 on the starting 5. It's Lakers star Luka Doncic did some light work on the court on Monday, getting some shots up as he rehabs from that hamstring injury that has kept him out since early April. LA could have used him last night in that Game 1 loss to the Thunder. Luka talked about his progress today.
I'm just doing everything I can, like I said. Every day I'm doing stuff I'm supposed to do. Obviously recovering now, working. But like I said, doctor said 8 weeks at the beginning of the first MRI. I'm just going day by day, and I feel better every day.
What's the balance between getting him back on the court and protecting him?
It's very simple. It's very simple. When he's ready to play, he should play, and that comes with the athlete having confidence. It's no different from Austin.
Hey, the fourth thing you need to know after the Celtics lost Game 7 against the Sixers, Jaylen Brown called out the officiating. He said Joel Embiid was flopping all over the place. Well, Hall of Famer Tracy McGrady, who's very close to Brown, said Brown's frustration lies within the Celtics organization. Boston's president of basketball operations, Brad Stevens, refutes that.
I talked to Jaylen Monday a little bit after he just real quickly and was nothing but positive. He has not expressed those frustrations to me. We've been here 10 years together, and I do think that, obviously I love JB and everybody around here loves JB. And, I think just like any of our other guys, as we get to the end of the season, I'll be here and my door's always open.
Okay, number 5 on that start.